Hello everyone, this is Quill at Curious Curio Conjurations in Medford, Wisconsin. Today we're going to be doing a tarot card lesson, and it's from the Modern Witch Tarot. It's a holographic tarot that is actually, I like this deck. I'll tell you it was a gift, and so it has sentimental meaning to me. It is not one that I normally would have picked out for myself, but I'm glad that I have it because it's kind of given me a new appreciation of the Rider-Waite, like the classic, like the Pamela Coleman Smith, the Rider-Waite, the classic tarot decks, because I really don't use those or connect with those images, and this kind of is a nice reimagining of it that does help me connect with it. So when I'm saying that, I mean, they're holographic cards. They've got all these classic images. And the one that really strikes me, this is not for the lesson of the day, is this card. The Ten of Swords. If you know what the Ten of Swords means, this is the most appropriate depiction of the Ten of Swords. Like when I have a client and they're in the store getting a tarot reading and the Ten of Swords comes up, I mean, even someone who doesn't know about tarot is like, oh, that doesn't look good. I had a woman say that it was her first tarot reading, and I pulled that card, and she was in that situation, and she's like, oh, that's exactly how I feel. So the Modern Witch Tarot is great. It's one of the more relatively inexpensive ones, so I'm not real fond of the cardstock in it, but that's okay. I mean, I like thick, chunky. I like my thick, chunky cardstock on my tarot cards. This does not have that. These are a little skinnier. But the card that we pulled today is the King of Cups. Let's take a moment to talk about the King of Cups. We have this person on their throne looking happy, confident. They got a drink. I mean, this is a person who is in a good place. The King of Cups traditionally is somebody who is, now the old definition would be like an emotionally mature man. The neat thing about this is you don't have to necessarily apply a gender. This is a person who is confident. They are very, very in touch with their emotions. I actually have a friend who is like, this is their card. Like when I am going to have a dealing with them, like this card comes up and I'm like, oh, look, it's you, because this person that I'm talking about, they're extremely rational, but they're also emotional, but they're so in touch with their emotions. Like they're like, yes, I am feeling this way. And they truly, I mean, like they sit with the emotion and then they're like, okay, but rationally, even though I feel this way, I have to accomplish this. And they can balance those things perfectly. This leader right now, this person, King of Cups, right there in the leader, right there in the name is the leader, who is just like, they're aware of their surroundings. They're generous. They really value, they value people being able to express their emotions in a very constructive way. So they value art, they value music, they value creativity, they value passion that has a direction. Because I'm a Star Wars person, I like Star Trek too. If you know about passion, it's kind of a Sith trait if you know Star Wars. If you don't, that's fine. But passion, that's just passion. I mean, it's wild, chaotic energy. But if that's directed at something that's functional, like artwork or writing or some kind of, outlet, like some people are really amazing athletes. Some people, they have a hard day. They go to the gym and they just boom, 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 boom. They're out there slugging it out. They're bettering their health. They're getting the energy out. That might be that angry energy. And then once they've gotten that out, they do something with it. Now they've gotten a chance to think. They're like, okay, so I drew this picture. It's not the happiest picture in the world. Maybe it's that Ten of Cups. I shuffled the deck, so now it's gone. But, maybe it's that Ten of Swords where we just feel terrible. And that's the picture they drew. But that anger's out. That anger is processed. That sadness is dealt with. And then from that place, now they make a decision that's going to better their circumstances. So if they're upset about, how work is going, they let that anger out. They let that frustration out. They said, look, they're writing and they're saying, oh, blah, blah, they're journaling. And they're like, my boss is just such a jerk. And okay. And then at the end of that, when all of that's out, now comes the decision part. Is it just words on a page? Is it just a journal entry? Or could you look for another job? Could you do something else? And typically when you get this card as a divination, this is an extremely good sign that you are being recognized by the universe, that if you want to make a decision, you want to get out of the rut, you want to ask the universe for a raise and say, hey, I'm worth it. I know my value. I know my purpose. I'm good at what I do and I deserve better than this. That's a really good sign the universe is probably going to grant you that. I mean, that is like the double thumbs up, because you are now in the audience of the king who says, okay, you stated your case. I mean, kings are they're lawgivers. They're people who, if we're talking about ancient times before, American legal systems, the king was, people would come up to the king and say, so-and-so stole my grain. So-and-so was a bad person. And the other person says, well, so-and-so stole my land and grow their grain on it. And then the king says, okay, well, split the difference. I mean, a good king can balance those things. And so this is a great sign that if you are able to balance your emotions with physical actions, you'll have a great outcome. So yeah, thank you for sitting and watching this tarot card lesson. I love teaching people. I love doing tarot card readings, and I love getting appointments for tarot card readings. However, I also want to educate people around me about how to do divination, how to do witchcraft, you name it. Let's go pursue it together. Anything that betters our lives and so we can grow and be more functional is awesome, and is stuff that I want to make videos about. So thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. If you haven't, please do. And, take a look at my website or follow me up on Facebook. Thank you, and you have an excellent day.